Hello everybody, welcome to Find Your Why Friday. Today is day 5 of 5 for our first week in Zen and 10. So if you've made it this far, congratulations. If you have watched every single one of our videos or attended live to any of our stuff this week, thanks for coming, and also make sure you mark them off on here. But then as well, make sure you are liking or commenting now, since that feature is fixed on any of our videos. If you did attend the Wednesday yoga session, we did keep a tally. Everyone who was at least on the sign up sheet, and then we also had a sign in there. There will be another session on the 20th. So if you weren't able to make this one, make sure to make that one. Again, it is an extra bonus points on your worksheet if you did attend. So if you want to keep track of yourself, mark it on there. If not, we are going to send out a new leaderboard schedule on Monday, which will also be our mystery macros day. So don't miss that one. Today we are going to do kind of a fun little, if you can see my wheel back here, a little intentional find your why type of thing, as well as a fun little playlist maker. So we're going to use some music, as well as our mystery wheel to kind of get started. So we are going to create what's called a purpose playlist. So basically we're going to think of 2 to 3 songs that kind of always either bring you to that special place. You can dance to it. It always just kind of like sets the tone, makes you feel unstoppable type of song. So if you want to take a second now and write down kind of maybe 1 or 2 of those songs, I am going to have you comment your favorite later, because I'm going to send out the playlist that we all create from this. So if you want to take a minute, write it down. No judgment. You can put whatever you want on there. Obviously explicit songs, we will edit through on the playlist, but anything you want. And then as you're doing it, we're going to take about a minute to kind of think of, what do these songs say about me? And again, no judgment. This is a place to just kind of put, your thoughts on paper. And then what emotions or memories do they stir up? Is there a special significance behind them? Anything like that. Is it something that got you through a super hard time? Is it something that makes you smile? Anything like that is going to kind of, in a nonchalant way, help us draw closer to finding our whys throughout this session. So I am going to start mine right now. Go ahead. You can drop them in the comments. If you want to think about it a little bit, feel free, but we are going to take a full minute here to write these down on a piece of paper, or like I said, drop it below. Where were you guys? Move as well. 15 seconds to write through. Like I said, this does not have to be the most resounding you've ever said. This does not have to be one of those places where you're, competing against other people to make the greatest impactful song. This can literally be, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world type of thing. So take your time. We are going to end though. I'm going to throw a couple of mine, and then we're going to play Why Roulette, which is behind me. So mine, and I have been playing during this quiet time, but is Yeah by Usher. I mean, the number one reason I think this came out like when I was in middle school. And I just remember it being one of those freeing songs, and it's stuck with me, stayed popular until now as a 32-year-old adult. I still play it in some of my dance classes. So a lot of mine are dance related, since I do teach dance or teach fitness classes, this and that. But one of my more like relaxing kind of songs that I like to listen to just on the way to work or different things like that, just puts me in like a calming mood, is going to be Just a Dream by Nelly. I'm gonna put it in the comments too, but that one just gets me to a whole nother level of peace. I also listen to like worship music in my spare time. I couldn't think of one during that time. You know how you have like a whole playlist, and then when you're put on the spot or under pressure, it's another one of my favorites. You can't think of any. So anyway, that was our music playlist spot. Again, keep in mind those things that brought up, what this says about you, what connections you can kind of make between this and the answers that we get to some of those questions on the board behind me as we go. So keep that in your little brain spot here, or if you've wrote it down, just highlight, some things that you pick up on your contextual clues as we go through. I'm going to start. We're going to spin the wheel. You can immediately drop it below in the comments if you want, as soon as you answer the question. Or if it's something private, write it down. But comparing to others as far as your answers go and connecting kind of with those doing the challenge with us will help us all to kind of, if you can't figure out your why, they can help you kind of bring things together and maybe have a different insight than what you already do. So I'm going to take our first spin, read the question, and I am going to do it with you. So I'm going to read it out loud. I'll either immediately answer or say, I don't know. So first one. Oh, it's a funny one. Oh, no, it's not. What compliment have you received that have stuck with you the longest? Again, what compliment have you received that has stuck with you the longest? Or obviously has just stuck with you this week that you can come up with the quickest. The one that I can think of off the top of my head is, I've been told my energy lights up a room. Just kidding. But that is the one. Just because looks fade, accomplishments as far as work, is great in the moment, but then you're always achieving for bigger. But what your personality or your energy says about you is something that can't be changed or faltered with. So that is mine. Please drop yours in the comment or email me if you want to. I always love to hear other people's opinions of themselves or compliments they love to receive. So that's the first one. We are going to do 5 more. Like I said, we have about 3 minutes left of the session. So we're going to do about 5 more. They're going to be kind of more rapid fire from here. And if you want me to, I can send out a spreadsheet of all of them. If you just are one of those people that likes to go through and ask questions, and then make sure you guys are marking these down as well. So second question. No. There we go. Let's see. Ooh, what is something you would gladly do even if you weren't paid for it? What is something you'd gladly do even if you weren't paid for it? Puzzles. I do a puzzle every day for the rest of my life, gladly. And landscaping, the designing of it, and the putting it all together, like the accessories, the placement, even throwing away all the old garbage, not the digging of the holes and that stuff, but those are my 2: puzzles and landscaping, design and accessories, organizing maybe too. I would do all of those. I just haven't found a way to get compensated for them, nor would I enjoy it as much, I feel like. Anyway, love to hear yours. Here we go. That wasn't as rapid fire as I would like. I'm working on these 10-minute things. What kind of help or support do people naturally come to you for? I'm not going to give the cookie cutter fitness center answer. I would say most of my friends or family comes to me for words of encouragement. Yeah, rapid fire. There we go. Really wants us to think of that compliment one. Here we go. All right. If your why was a coffee mug slogan, what would it say? All I can think of is the Office quotes, but I can't even. I don't know if I have one. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to spin again. You guys tell me yours. Because we all got this long one. If you were stuck on a desert island and had to teach monkeys one life lesson, what would it be? One life lesson to a monkey. Tell me what type of monkeys they are, how comprehending they are. To be a life lesson. Because my go-to would be I would teach them how to play a sport or how to, do something with hand-eye coordination, but a life lesson for a monkey. They're really good at protecting their babies. I feel like hygiene, something with hygiene would be what I teach them. All right, guys, last one, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Bum, bum, bum. Yes. If you had a mascot, what weird little character or creature would represent you best? So, if you had a mascot for your life, what weird little character or creature, maybe you're not weird like me, but what creature or character would represent your life? I feel like, man, I actually don't know. I'm going to comment below the questions I did not answer today after I've had a couple more times to think about it. But to wrap it up, you're going to share one song that fits your purpose. You're going to share one sentence at least. You can answer your favorite question. If you love them all, you could just bullet point and list them down below. And then if there's anything else that I missed that you want everybody else to know, comment there. I will post this now so you can get to find your why. If you connected the dots on this Zen in 10 Find Your Why session, just comment below what you think your why or purpose is. I know there's a little catchphrase that are get overused, but if your music choices and your independent answers for these questions helped you connect the dots on, something maybe you haven't found passion in a while, please let us know because this helps everybody. And I cannot wait to see you for week 2